when I was a young fella running around the hills trying to hunt deer, you'd go out for 3 or 4 days and you'd be lucky to saw one. The amount of women that wouldn't eat it because I'd say it's instantly, my wife would say it's Bambi. So she'd go, it's Bambi, it's Bambi. So it's a very social aspect. There's 3 religious holidays. There's Christmas, Easter and duck shooting. So he said, do you want a big deer? I said, I want the biggest you've got. So I'll get you a roe deer.
Been a while since I've been here. You did one without me.
Did we? Oh, yeah, we did. We did like a Monday morning, 7 in the morning start.
I have a normal job, so I couldn't come.
Yeah, I was here
That's
already.
just rude and savage.
Yeah, just bring that a little bit closer to you, Aaron. Just swing him in. Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go.
That's
How did that podcast go, by the way?
I don't know. I haven't listened to it.
Oh, there you go.
I do them. I don't listen to them.
Yeah, fair enough.
It was good. The guy was I didn't know. I like it. I mean, I know a bit too much about Aaron, who's joining us tonight, but I didn't know about Tom. And met him like 5 minutes before he pressed record, and then asked him all the questions to learn about him on the show. Turns out he was a fiery and had some interesting stories to tell. So if you haven't listened to that,
There you go. I'll have to listen to it.
yeah, go back.
So I met Tom on the weekend at the match.
Yep.
And Aaron was giving him all this advice, and I thought,
Different
he
Aaron.
must be the different Aaron. Yeah, the different Aaron. Asian Aaron. 1A Aaron.
One single way, Aaron.
Oh, his father didn't have a
I thought he must have been in the training class, coach class. Turns out maybe not.
No.
Maybe he's a very good and talented shooter.
Yeah, it was second.
He
to
seemed a
something.
bit insulted when I asked him if he was in coaching, and Aaron said yes.
Very good. Speaking of Aaron and coaching, I've got no way to make that link work.
No, I don't coach. But I am Aaron.
Yeah, good. Okay. You've got that, mate.
That
Thanks.
works.
You've been here a few times. Thanks for joining us for
pleasure.
you didn't even know you were doing this. This is what I like. We just
No, it's just
got you drunk and then just stuck you in here, which was
Fed you a few drinks.
Very
And, hey,
good.
come take a seat.
But mate, I've always wanted to speak to you here and actually, I mean, you've hunted all sorts of places, done all sorts of stuff, and
done a few things.
yeah, and you originally from New Zealand.
Yeah, originally from New Zealand.
That was actually Tom was also from New Zealand.
Yep.
So we've got that going in common.
So I've been in Australia for about 21 years. But
Okay. Oh, it's only in New Zealand for a few years then.
oh yeah, I travelled. Left it. I think about 3 or 4.
Yeah, I can tell. I can tell, mate. Yeah, what part of New Zealand are you from? I don't think I
Down
know.
by Queensland. Grew up in Tahr and down in Fiordland, and then ended up in Alexandra, which is just not far from Queenstown. So
Okay.
South Island.
Yeah, right. And that's where the hunting interest came from, the shooting interest?
Yeah, I sort of growing up in Tahr, it was quite an amazing place where there was a large amount of helicopter hunting.
Yeah, right.
So massive amounts of, I think there was about 40 odd helicopters flying out of there. Really small town. All for deer recovery and meat hunting.
So when you say helicopter hunting, is this like people are
They
going
weren't
out
shooting
and
the
shooting
helicopters.
them, and then the helicopters are coming in and getting them,
No,
or
they're
they're
actually
shooting them from
out of the
helicopters and then dropping down and recovering
Yeah,
them?
so like in the 70s and 80s, and that was sort of when it was all sort of happening. And
Yeah, wow.
then they got into deer recovery where they were using likes of net guns and tranquilizers and doing all sorts of things to try and extract the animals from the hills.
Yeah, right.
So I'm early 50s, and like I grew up on a deer farm from when I was about 5. So we had deer farms from really like in the 70s.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it was kind of a cool thing. You
Was
know?
that mainly for velvet or meat and velvet?
Velvet was one of the markets.
Yeah.
Probably it was one of the instigators, because they were trying to extract enough money out of the antlers at one length when they could. And they all vary during the time of the year that they, or the time of the growing period. To, you might velvet one animal one day and 2 the next day and 3 the day after and 1 the day after that or whatever, or a couple of days in between. But it was a pretty heady sort of a lifestyle. I mean, we used to had just 2 very large paddocks, and we used to round them up with a Hughes 500. So as a kid, you get the 500 door off, and 2 of you are sitting there with a lap strap between you, strapping you in. You'd be burning around at low level, going, "Ooh, look at this! This is kind of cool." So it was like going to the theme parks, but you're actually just doing helicopters.
Yeah,
So
right.
it was pretty crazy.
Yeah,
Good
right.
fun. Good
Do
fun.
you ever get to fly any of the choppers?
Like fly them as a pilot?
Yeah.
No, I've never done it.
Never gone down that path?
No.
Never willing to admit to have done that?
It's it was just not my forte there, but
Gotcha.
had a lot of fun with them. Like it was very, very interesting.
Yeah, wow.
Good, it's quite an incredible lifestyle. Incredibly dangerous. There's a lot of people lost their lives out of it, but
Yeah, wow.
yeah.
Falling out or?
No, usually crashing, like because you're flying so low to the terrain.
I used to be very similar to the Australian mustering and stuff.
Yeah,
that they do.
very similar. There's some guys in New Zealand that shoot out of choppers over there where they've got mustering pilots that are flying them, and they say they're good pilots. Like Aussie pilots are, like they always say that Kiwi pilots were good in the mountains, but some of the Aussie mustering pilots are really, really good, especially those Robinsons and stuff like that.
Yeah,
they do a really good job. So, interesting.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, and it's just I've always loved chasing animals from that stage, and during the days when I was a young fella running around the hills trying to hunt deer, you'd go out for 3 or 4 days and you'd be lucky if you saw one. It's just the animals were so depleted.
Yep.
And especially in open areas where there's not a lot of coverage. I know one guy he's got a farm, it's probably 20,000 acres, and he said they got down to like 3 animals on the property, in the whole property.
Wow.
And it was just like helicopters just hounded them.
Yeah,
So
right.
there's no coverage. That's very, very hard for an animal to hide.
Yeah, definitely.
So, it was interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah, right. And then what prompted the move to Australia?
Oh, my wife and I had to move to Auckland to my wife wouldn't move south.
Okay.
And then that was...
So you're a catch, but not that good a catch.
No, I was not a good couch. I was not a good couch. So I think it was just a major negotiation to warmth and sun. And
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So, we moved to the Gold Coast.
What? Okay. Yeah, right. So to Auckland and then to Gold Coast.
So,
That's a bit of a change.
Yeah, it was good though.
There's helicopters flying around.
Oh, no, there's plenty of helicopters.
No, I was about to say shooting deer out.
There's
They're not flying deer around behind.
No. Well, there's none in Auckland either. But it's just different. Yeah, but so moved over here 21 years ago.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. And still get to hunt out that way?
In New Zealand?
Yes, but yes to both questions then.
Yeah.
Do you get over New Zealand to hunt?
Yeah, New Zealand's, I still go back and catch up with friends, and New Zealand's very similar to likes of Victoria and South Australia for your duck shooting. So it's a very social aspect. There's 3 religious holidays. There's Christmas, Easter, and duck shooting. And that is just a cultural experience where everybody gets to go out and hang out with their friends, and it sort of carries on going, and your hunting's no different. Like you go out with your mates and it's all about people enjoying what they do and enjoying what they experience, and it's good. It's really good.
Is there much up sort of is hinterland good for hunting?
Well, there's deer all around the back of the Gold Coast.
Yeah,
it's incredible, but it's so confined. There's no really places to shoot it, which makes it very hard. So if people want to go hunting around Queensland, a lot of them will hunt reds up in the Brisbane Valley, or you'll go to New England, so Glen Innes, Inverell, all those sort of places for fallow deer, and Tenterfield, and there's places around there. So I mean, there's still plenty of ferals out there to be shot. Like if you've got people that are looking for an opportunity, they're farmers that are wanting some eradication.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's the deer populations up there like? They're growing like everywhere else?
Yeah.
Just getting to that sort of tip-over point where they're...
Pretty much. It's, like you're seeing more and more stuff all the time. Animals turning up in places where you think that they wouldn't turn up. And it's like, it's stuff where you've seen them on the news where deer are running out onto the beaches of the Gold Coast and stuff like that. Yeah.
It's funny. I was talking to an old fella, he'd be late 80s, and he was telling me back in his hunting days I'm not sure what year it was, very early on, they used to drive up from Adelaide to the Brisbane Valley and walk for 3 days up the valleys and poach deer. And he's 100%. Like, you just walk for days and not see a thing.
That's right.
And now it's pretty unbelievable how far they've spread. And It's interesting.
Look, it is, and you just only have to read those old hunting books of New Zealand and the history of the what you call classes the great stalkers of New Zealand with the red deer and stuff like that, like the Jack Forbes and the Major Wilsons and those guys, where they went into places like the Landsborough, where if you went into the Landsborough now and the vegetation is so high, it looks phenomenal, but yet when the late 20s, when people would go in there was no vegetation, and they'd see mobs of hundreds of deer, and they'd all be skinny and they had no weight on them, and there was just bread and
there was no management.
And again, those areas where it's very hard. Like access is probably the part that makes it easy to control animals.
Yeah, I mean, who wants to walk for 3 days to shoot a deer?
100%.
It's an experience to do, but I mean, not every person and their dog's going to want to do it.
No, and you see that with a lot of young guys. Like if you've grown up and you've had that passion to go and hunt, I was talking to some the other Aaron tonight. I hunted for 10 years to shoot a decent tahr. Like I passed animals up and never shot them, and the one I finally pulled the trigger on was an absolute screamer. But that was 10 years of going back to New Zealand, going and trying to find an animal that was going to be of a suitable animal to shoot. I shot a few nannies and stuff like that, but yeah, it's an attitude that you've just got to say. You're just not going to go and pull the trigger on the first thing you see.
Yep.
Well, I mean, Maxwell's embodying that, where he's going to New Zealand just to look around for the deer, not even shooting them.
Well, that's the passion in them.
That's exactly right.
He's a passion hunter.
He's certainly he's going to be
just going to take some binos with me, and that's it.
That's it. Just observe, learn. Bit of recce trip.
Bit of recce trip. Yep.
Yeah. What a guy.
Yeah,
What a guy.
exactly. If he's very lucky, his new wife will actually just accompany him along the way.
You haven't met her, have you?
No.
She will accompany me.
in the observation.
Yeah.
Of where to go.
The thing is, I'll be the one with the keys to the van, and I'll be driving. So
that's what you think.
Yes. Good luck with that one.
So what were you shooting in New Zealand rifle wise?
Most of the stuff if I was hunting tahr and that sort of stuff, I went from. I used to shoot a 7mm08s, and then I got into shooting a 300 Wisdom.
Yeah.
So that was my favourite rifle for shooting in the mountains.
Yeah, okay.
Just a little bit more weight in the bullet, and you're hitting a tahr, and they're quite a solid animal. I know plenty of guys that have lost them shooting them with the 308s and 3006s, and if you they do take an absolute pounding. Unbelievable animals. So
yeah, okay.
Shot placement's pretty important, making sure that when you put it in the right place.
I bet. Was the one
straight through the brain?
No, you shoot. Then you're going to wreck the head, aren't you? There's a good element of that, isn't it?
Yeah. That's it. Unfortunately.
300 WSM was one gun that I had planned to build. I sort of bought everything and just project never came together. It was
really?
always, it was one that eluded me.
There's still time.
There's still time, you're right, but there's also other options now. There's other things. What are you shooting now, or what would you shoot if you could?
Still, like if it, I've got with 300 in Australia, but ideally if I've
starting fresh. If we're starting fresh.
Well, I've just basically finished building a 260 AI that I was going to use for a fallow rifle over there. So
that'll do it.
I bought
Max looks disgusted.
That's right.
No. Okay.
So
I like AIs. I got a 223 AI that I use for fallow.
Yeah. So I
260 a bit stretch it out a bit more than the 223.
It can be further from the fallow.
Yeah. So just build it on a carbon stock, and so that's I haven't even fired the test rounds out of it. But build it, but that's as far as I've got. And but it's something I built for basically just to go and shoot reds and fallow. It's a lightweight mountain rifle.
Sounds good.
And And how did you fall? Because you work in this industry that we're in. That's how we know each other. How did you fall into that?
I ended up working for looking for an opportunity just through changes after the GFC, and thought I'll have a look around for jobs and sales reps, and just a job for one of the major wholesalers popped up, and I thought there's an opportunity.
Yeah,
so
jump on
that was sort of how it started, and it sort of has progressed from there. And through that, there's some good opportunities that came along, and
including sitting here right now.
This is it. This is exactly what it's about.
That's where it's all come together.
This is the moment.
Exactly. This is the moment.
You've peaked. Peaking.
But it's been a bit of a ride. It's been an interesting sort of career change, and the sort of through the clientele, meeting the clientele, and you've ended up like there's some very, very cool people that I've got good friendships with for a long time, you know, and it's been awesome. You know, even people that have sold out of their businesses and still friends, and you know, it's it's red hot. It's a
Were you in a? I mean, the interesting thing about this industry is it's this hobby industry or this passion industry where people usually get into it because they like the sport or like the hunting or competition or whatever it is that draws them into it. Most don't make a decision just to get into this industry for the sake of it.
No.
And there's a bit of camaraderie that comes with that.
It's definitely what you call a cottage industry. It's not. There's very few what you class as absolute businessmen that start off in the gun industry.
Yeah.
There might be people that have sold out of another business and thought, oh well, I'll do this because I enjoy this.
Yes.
But it's a very, very interesting industry, and as you say, very passionate people do it because they love it. You know, and there's the different, I suppose, the challenges that people have along the way with changes in whether it be legislations or stuff like that.
Yeah.
It makes it harder and harder for the people that aren't really business savvy, I guess. This is where it comes back and it affects them in a negative manner because they're not prepared for a lot of the stuff that happens.
Be hard to navigate some of those big changes.
Yeah, and it's I look at it all the time, and there's I would like to think that you know that most of the people they'd survive their way through no problems at all.
Yeah.
But you only got to look at WA and what's happened in WA.
It's tough, isn't it?
Yeah. And it's individuals that don't actually get an understanding. Literally, I've just come back from New Zealand where, they're going to go through a hard time over there as well. Just with the whole approach that the firearms licensing's having, they're having a very much an Australian mentality to what they're doing.
Because it's always been a bit different over there.
It was significantly different, significantly.
What do you put that down to? Is there...
Well, it's basically the same thing. The Port Arthur, the Moss shooting was the triggering point that they had over there to basically produce their problems, their changes to what they believe is problems within licensing.
Okay.
But like there's things out there where there's going to be a lot of people with old, I guess you'd class them as old guns, whereas if the government was smart about it, they would turn around and say, well, look, there's going to be a whole bunch of 22s, there's going to be a whole bunch of 12-gauge shotguns that if we just offer a flat fee of $400 on those guns, and then if you get the average farmer that doesn't want to keep them anymore, or the inherited guns where they say, look, I don't want them, they'll just hand them in and get rid of them for the $400. And then these are problems that the police don't have to deal with. But they've not thought about the bigger picture of how to get
they're not really achieving anything by taking those guns away, though, because they
will, because these are the guns that probably will never end up in registration.
Yeah.
Like these will be people that go, it's just too hard. I can't be bothered, too hard.
Yeah.
And so we'll just stick them behind the door, and then
so these are like
because they don't have registration over there at the moment.
Yeah.
So there's stuff like that there's some simple things in this industry where if people were and especially firearms licensing, if they were actually willing to talk with people with an open mind,
Yep.
without being dogmatic and want to be dictators, and just work with the program and say, okay, every licensed firearm owner wants the best for the licensed firearms.
Yep.
That's the reality of life. Nobody intentionally wants to go and create a problem that's going to backfire on anything. Everybody is always trying to do the best thing all the way through.
True.
The aspect of a fit and proper character is probably a greater fear for license owners than anybody else that is unlicensed, because you have got more to lose as a firearms license owner than anybody else. So the rigmarole that they actually put you through is actually greater than anybody else that is a non-firearms license owner.
Okay.
If you think about that, that's, like, we can't go and assault people. The average guy can just walk up to somebody and punch them in the head if they wanted to. We can't do that because it's a bad
you can't
situation.
get a speeding ticket.
That's right. So, and it's the whole, so you take somebody's firearms license away, you can't control them.
Yeah.
What have they got to worry about? So
Interesting.
it's an interesting concept. It's really scary.
Yeah.
And it's like they should have everybody on firearms licenses because you'd have a better chance of controlling them.
Yeah.
Hey, because they've got a lot more to lose. It's fascinating. It's a really, really weird scenario.
It's interesting that you don't have registrations in New Zealand. I thought there would have been some sort of registration.
Well, they used to, and then it was abolished years and years ago by the Labor government.
Yeah. There is a very rich hunting culture over there. So I assume there's probably a lot more firearms owners in New Zealand, like per all the people versus Australia, like a higher percentage of.
There's a very high percentage of firearms owners, definitely. And it's and now it's a process that everybody just has to get their head around. And like even I was over there talking with friends and family. We were just talking about stuff. Right, we're going to just go through this process and get things done. And I've been adamant about it for quite some time. And the attitude, because everybody was a knee-jerk reaction. Like, I've been over here for 20 odd years. I've seen what the process is in here. And I've said to everybody over there, the process is coming for you. You need to be aware of getting yourself organised, getting yourself lined up, getting yourself doing this, getting yourself doing that. And make sure you got yourself prepared to, you're going to have the issues. They're going to have issues with firearms storage. They're going to have issues with ammunition. They're going to have all the issues that we've had here for a long time.
Yep.
They're completely oblivious to it because it's been very casual up till now.
But it's changing.
And it is going to change.
Yeah.
It is going to change. And it's a different scenario, I suppose. It's interesting.
Do you think, I always was told that sort of one of the reasons was New Zealand has much higher percentage of rural sort of people living in more rural environments rather than sort of big cities?
Yeah, you've got so much access to so much area to hunt.
Yeah, okay.
So if you look at the South Island, you look at those Southern Alps that go right from just about from the top to the bottom, and there's so much hunting access that people can have in those areas, which makes I suppose, is an opportunity.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I've grown up where my father was hunting from 14, like in Arthur's Pass and those places, where he's out, even when he was doing his apprenticeship, he's hunting for deer skins.
Yeah,
so they would shoot deer skins for money. He'd make more money in his weekend than what he'd do as his apprentice.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so there's all this different history that's gone on and on and on, where that's what you're growing up with, and that's the culture you grow up with.
Yeah.
It's so funny, like you'd shoot a pig in New Zealand, you'd carry it out because you'd be eating wild pork for a week, My first experience shooting pigs in Australia was out with a mate of mine out in Western Queensland. You shot a pig and it's like, oh, carry this out. Don't be so sick. We're not touching that, So what do you mean? We're not eating wild pork? No, mate, we don't touch that at all. It's out, So it's a different culture as far as, I suppose New Zealanders have got what you class as a hunting mentality. Australia's got a shooting mentality. They'd go and shoot one deer, because they carry it out and that's what they could carry or that's what they could deal with.
Yeah.
Whereas Australia would, you go to places where, it's just mown flat. It's,
you turn the spotlight on and there's 30, 40 of them there.
and
You just shoot
a
as
lot.
many as you can.
Yeah, and whether you deal anything with them or do anything with them is
Cut a leg off for the dog and that's about it.
It's a different culture in that side of things.
That would vary from pockets to pockets in Australia.
Absolutely.
Of course,
Absolutely.
but yes, there is much more of that for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think a lot of the sorry to interrupt.
No, you're right. Go
A
ahead.
lot of the younger hunters now are very much getting into it with the purpose of they want to harvest meat.
Yeah, 100%.
They're not looking for trophies. They're looking for free range, delicious red meat.
What do you think that's sort of driven from?
Oh, a huge part of it came out of COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely saw a massive
Like a cost of living element? Or?
cost. Yes and no, because it's very expensive to do, especially when you have to travel so far.
Sure. Yep.
Like a lot of people are going over to Victoria to shoot sambar and that, and you might not get one. But I think it's just people trying to be healthier. A lot of
There's
of
also
social media as well.
There's also that side of the whole meat smoking.
Yep.
Now everybody's doing meats. They're enjoying meats. Now they want to make their own sausage. Now they want to do all the other side of things.
Yeah, right.
And it's great. Yeah, like if you can do anything to do with sausages or salamis and stuff like that, it's a lot of fun. Like it is a lot of fun. I try and make as many sausages as I can, and it's nothing for. We've done sessions where we do 100 kilos of sausages, and then we'll get them smoked in chorizos and bratwursts and whatever, and it's all venison and pork mix. And,
We expect small goods next time you come
down.
down.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yep.
But it's a lot of fun when people are eating them. Then you go, have a go at that. What do you think of that? And everybody goes, man, that's unreal. Probably the best sausages I've ever eaten.
Yeah.
And so, what's that? And it's like venison. Really? It's great.
Yeah, I've certainly seen that.
The amount of times that I used to serve venison to people, especially with my wife, who's a little bit touch and go to whether she'd eat game foods.
Okay.
But I used to do things like I'd serve it and people would say, what's that? And I'd say, it's organic beef. And the amount of women that wouldn't eat it because I'd say it's instantly, my wife would say it's Bambi. So she'd go, it's Bambi. But if you said it was organic beef, they'd go, oh, that is the best beef I've ever eaten in my life. And they'd finish and they'd go, where do you get your beef from? It's actually venison. Oh, really? Oh,
I get my beef from deer.
Yeah. And that's the funny conversations you have with people about the food and meat and stuff.
I've done that with venison. I've done that with goat.
Yeah.
As well. Yeah, really strong lamb.
Yeah, 100%. And even to the point, like we shot some camels up north a few years ago, and I did camel. And that was really funny. Like the guys were actually all in for it. Most of the women didn't want it. Just they just wouldn't even try it.
Yeah, okay.
So it's interesting with the guys. They go, that tastes really good. I like it. It's good flavour. It's good.
I'm quite lucky. My partner grew up on an Angus beef farm with wild deer roaming around it. So she's very happy when I shoot a deer and we get some venison. She loves it.
Oh, 100%. Like my wife, I still think. If it doesn't come in a cellophane packet with woolies on it, it's not meat, So I'm very restricted to what I can get past the gatekeeper.
Oh, you just got to buy some woolies packaging. And
Save some of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's good.
And so one of the reasons we work together is the thermal world. When were you first exposed to that?
I was doing thermals about 12 years ago, 13 years ago. So
okay.
I did work for a company that was the importer of Pulsar and Vortex for a while.
And so that was Pulsar was your first. I mean,
that was my first experience with it.
For a lot of people, Pulsar was the first brand.
And there was really nothing else that compared in the marketplace. I mean, we were playing around with, you'd have tubular night vision goggles and stuff like that. So Gen 1 stuff that you'd be lucky to see 100 meters with it. And, it was all the craze.
Yeah.
And it's sort of, when I finished up doing that stuff, I sort of stepped away for it for a while. And then the team from Huntsman reached out and 18 months ago and said, would you come and play the game again? And I said,
yeah, okay.
I'll have a look at it. And man, the game has changed.
Yeah, I was going to say,
the game has changed.
How long had it been between
it would
between
be
drinks
probably
on that?
around about, I'd say probably around about 8 years.
Wow, that's a lifetime, isn't it?
And it is honestly a lifetime.
You would have picked one up and just been like, what?
I was, and I'd sort of stayed away from it even in retail shops. I hadn't even looked at it because I was sort of, it's just thermal, just night vision, just not even bothered by it. And then it's
13 years ago it would have been what, 10 grand and like looking through a sock.
Tubular thermal scope. We was very, very excited because it was the first tubular thermal scope that Pulsar had produced, and it was, I think it was $16,999.
Yeah,
and it was, and we were really excited because you could see 400 meters with it. So
it fit in 30 mil rings.
And 30 mil rings, and it was amazing. There was nothing in the market like it.
Yeah,
and you look at the market now, and it's
when you say you could see something at 400 meters, you mean
was probably
it was just a little blob out there.
It was like
you could see that there was something at 400 meters.
Honestly, it's just the technology has just changed so much. It's crazy. Like, it is literally crazy, and the speed it's changing.
It's it's a different beast. I want to get back to sort of some of the hunting changes, but like, for me being in scoped out, like when I took on scoped out, we were selling maybe a thermal every 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
To now, multiple a day.
Yeah.
It's become like you feel like you're selling phones or cameras or something. Well, you are selling cameras, right? But you feel like it's a very different approach to a scope where you're like, I'll buy the scope and we can probably have it here for 3 or 4 years and it's still the latest.
Absolutely.
Whereas, it's different.
Well, even to the move with what we're watching with, of course, I'll have to be biased because it's really Hik Microphone's the brand.
You're allowed to be biased. It's okay.
But I don't really sort of pay a lot of attention to what the other companies are doing. I really focus on what we do.
Yep.
And the focus that in the move and the changes that they're making on how quickly they're changing, but how they're bringing the updates, they're bringing the technology through as you do with an Apple iPhone. As an Apple iPhone's changing, you might have a 13 phone, but you're still running on 18 because they're giving you updates and stuff like that. And this whole technology, the old days of, here's the thermal scope that you're going to buy. Another one comes out in 2 years' time. And there's no update, there's no nothing. It is just what it is.
Isn't it? Yeah.
This is where the game change has been for me. Like I'm looking at stuff where it didn't matter what you had. Oh, well, you bought that 2 years ago. That's it. End of story. See you later. Whereas the new stuff now, you're saying, well, you're buying that, but it's moving with you as you go. It's like a live unit. It's quite impressive the
hardware might stay the same, but the software gets optimized over a number of years.
And that's a really, really crazy thing when you start looking at some of the stuff.
It is weird when you do it. You go, I update mine when I'm in the field just so I can see most of the time, and you're not wrong. Like, it completely changes the way 100%. You see the image, and you're like, just one software update to another, and your image can get 50% better.
Oh, 100%. And that's the amaze of the technology that we're dealing with now. It's not, and guys go, I don't want to buy something because it's going to change tomorrow. Yeah, it does change tomorrow, but yours will also update with it. So jump into it now and enjoy it for what you can.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a great product, and like I said, it fascinated me when I first got involved in it to how. It was almost like going from a Model T Ford into a modern car. It really was.
Yeah.
It's just the technology, and no disrespect to Pulsar, because they've moved forward as well. Everybody's moved forward.
Yeah.
But just the old stuff I was dealing with was right at back when Flintstones type era of product, and now everybody's moving it forward, and I think the competition out there has just made a better product. Yeah. And more aggressive in that marketplace.
And I think the other thing that's come along with it has been like the supporting products.
Yeah.
Like, you've got obviously the thermals and night vision stuff themselves, but then you've got this whole, because it's changed the way people have gone about hunting
Absolutely.
or shooting.
Absolutely.
And so, I was talking with a guy tonight and he was telling me what he did. And I said, he was looking at a set of binos. Like, well, these might not directly replace what you're doing, but you probably do it differently if you're looking at sort of incorporating thermal and night vision into what you're doing. So let's talk about what might actually change. And we had a good discussion about sort of some of the tweaks and changes that we see common, like as common changes to what they would do from practical sense of, and then trying to match that need rather than sort of just directly replace something he's running now.
Yeah, absolutely is. And I guess for the end user, so as a rep, I'm in trying to represent products within a shop, trying to make sure the shop's got the right products on the shelf so that they can then offer the right service to the clientele.
Yeah.
The most important thing is like anything, whether you're a fisherman or whatever, whether you're a hunter, what are you fishing for? What style of fishing are you doing? Where are you fishing? What depth are you fishing? You got to find out what the person is doing in order to get the right gear. Like say a fisherman's a fisherman, you could be a fly fisherman fishing on a dry fly on a small river, or you could be deep sea fishing with using game fishing.
Yeah.
You say, well, it's still fishing. Well, hunting's the same thing. So you've got to say, well, what are you doing? What application are you going to use this for?
Yeah.
And then having the knowledge from the staff within the retail shop, then putting that right product into the consumer's hand and making sure that by buying the right product, they are happy with what they've got. They're getting the results of what they're looking for. And that's, I think, probably the most important thing that needs to happen.
It's so different to five years ago when
100%.
I sort of got into the game, and it was like, okay, you got your night vision scopes and you got your thermal scopes and you got binoculars.
Yeah.
How much money do you have?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
It's basically, what one do you want? Now it's like, okay, you've got this model and that model and this model does that. And you've got 20, 30 different options of what you need, and you can make it really fit multiple purposes or one purpose, or you'd be like, okay, I need it to do this. I need it to do this one thing, and I need it. Okay.
Yep.
You go laser rangefinder, binocular, and a scope.
Yep.
Cool. Perfect. It's like, I do a lot of glassing, and I'm going to sit there for hours looking. Okay. Pair of binos. You're not going to strain your eyes as much, and it's the options are just endless now, and it's just sort of finding what's going to fit you.
But even like the whole structure of hunting. So the days of you get into the bigger stubble paddocks where they're 2Ks long. The whole deal was everybody used to run around with an 11-inch power beam HID.
Yep.
Drive the outside.
Drive the outside. They go in the pack gate. They go right around the whole thing twice, and then they come out and they go, "There's nothing in there." Now they pull up at a gate. They get a thermal out. They go, "There's nothing in there."
Yep.
Drive to the next gate. Oh, there's pigs in that paddock. Let's go in.
Yep.
And that's like, honestly, the results must be performing so much better for most of these guys.
Absolutely.
The efficiency that they can now work.
100%.
You're not spending 6 hours out spotlighting for a handful of pigs. You go out for 2 hours and shooting hundreds.
Yeah, absolutely. And those results are getting better and better and better. And again, making sure that having the clientele talk to you about what they want to use, how they want to use it. Yeah. And if you, there's nothing worse. And I hate going and buying something and finding out that I've bought the wrong product because I haven't got the right advice. And that's where the making sure that the people have got the right advice is the most critical thing. And then once they get in that information, and you talk to the guys that you've given the right advice to, they go, "Mate, you're so right. I understood exactly what you said. It did everything we wanted it to do." Yep. And it's just changed what we're doing.
Yep.
You look like you're about to get up or something.
No,
you're good.
I'm good. Yeah.
Do you want to get up and get that Woodford?
The Woodford? I can do that.
Yeah, that'd be good to get a little bit more of that. Beauty. So while Maxwell passes me this bottle here and I get a little top up, we do have a question we like to ask our guests, but I've got to paint a picture for you.
Right.
So let's say you're out in outback Queensland, you've been out all day, right? We're in winter, so it's a little bit cooler, and you put the guns away, you walk back into a little cabin, and in the hut, it has a fully stocked bar with anything you want in it. You're about to sit down around the fire. What are you grabbing?
Good question.
Thanks, mate.
Good question.
He's buying himself some time to think, which is fair enough.
Yeah.
It's a difficult question.
Well, there's lots of options out
It
there.
is.
Right?
Normally I like a nice quality rum,
Rum, of course, yeah.
and definitely not Bundaberg.
Yeah, you did say quality. So
I just threw that one in there just to make sure that everybody understood where we were going with this.
it's not just like Bundaberg Red.
No, we're definitely out of that one.
Yeah, okay.
But no, it's a good rum.
Good rum, straight, just
Yeah.
ice or...
A little bit of soda water.
Soda water.
Yeah, don't mind a wee bit of ginger beer, like a little bit of soda water, ginger beer.
Okay.
So it's just a little bit of something there. But no, good rum's hard to beat.
And what if we flip that round and said it was summer?
Summer probably.
Does it change it?
If
Yeah,
it's
does it change from summer to winter in Queensland?
yeah,
Is it
like if it's been a hard day at the office, there's nothing better than a good gin.
Gin. Oh, mate, that's good company then.
yeah,
And what particular gin? Have you got a... Actually, we didn't ask you. What rum? What rum tops it for you?
I pretty much buy anything that's just 1919 as a gold rum.
Okay.
Diplomatico Reserve.
Yep.
The old Ronnies, 23s, XOs. There's...
I think all these rums are out aging me. I've never heard of any of them.
They're probably my favourite ones.
The
I
ones?
just keep on, something pops up. I've
Perfect.
never tried it. Oh, that looks pretty good. We'll have one of those.
Yep.
There's no shortage of wanting to try. Let's put it that way.
I was telling you guys before about I went to go and buy a bottle of bourbon, walked away with 3 of them because I had that same attitude of I haven't had that one before. Let's try that.
Yeah.
And the favourite one around the place at the moment here is the Screwball peanut butter whiskey.
Yeah, right.
Smells like Bailey's, but it's a whiskey.
Right.
Well, it's a whiskey liqueur, so it's close, but it's the type of one you smell and you go, oh yeah, I have a bit, and then you have a bit, and then you go, oh, I have a bit more, I'll have a bit more, and then you have a bit more, and then you're like, I guess I'm staying at work tonight. It would be very easy to drink a bottle of that.
Yeah.
Which you shouldn't do, but very easy to do.
Very easy to do.
Yeah, have you had that, Maxwell? You
I have.
You have?
Yeah, a friend of ours bought a bottle of it over.
Yeah, enjoy it.
It is nice. It's very good.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, we last few years we've been hunting in New Zealand. We go up with a nice little hut up in the mountains, and you go up there and we'll take a couple of nice bottles of rum up there, and you got the old reds out there bellowing and the fellows croaking, and sitting in there drinking a few, and it's pretty bloody good.
Listening to music.
Yeah.
Sounds like we're listening to a Hunting HQ podcast. They used to like taking a bottle of rum with them on their high country adventures.
It's nothing better. Got to have something to sit out there and
keep you warm.
Yep.
Is there many good places to find a gin in New Zealand?
A gin?
Yeah, like any distilleries that stand out for you?
He's looking for recommendations.
Yeah. Scapegoat.
Scapegoat?
Yeah. There's some black gins and things like that.
I was going to say, I reckon I've got a bottle of their gin at home.
Yep.
Black gin.
They do pretty good stuff. There's 42 Below was a vodka company that did very, very well.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of there's more. I haven't been over there drinking a lot of gins and doing distilleries for a while. But no, it's that's probably the only ones I could drop at the bottom of it.
It gives me a couple of places to stay for a night.
Yeah, absolutely.
Walk in, sink some gins, and go back and sleep in the van.
Yeah, absolutely. You have a good time.
Yeah.
No doubt.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Very excited. It's getting
Going and
close.
just having a look at the countryside is probably the most important thing.
Yeah. I'm excited. It's going to be
Planning where you go back to hunt, that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
I mean, spending time with your fresh wife.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's the important thing, right?
my first wife.
Your current wife.
Yeah.
Will be. Right
Will
there.
be your current wife.
Yep.
Yeah. Good.
Play your cards right, you'll be in there.
Yep. Speaking of getting in there, what would be the ultimate hunt for you? Have you got a bucket list hunt?
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know.
Have you done your bucket list hunt already?
Yeah.
I mean, you've done a lot of hunting.
No, I sort of plug away at things.
Zebras in Alaska or something?
I don't know. I've got no real major drive to turn around and say, I've got to go and shoot this or I've got to shoot that.
I mean, you've done quite a bit, right?
Just good hunts with good friends.
I tell you what, like I enjoy the camaraderie and being with somebody when they bag something that they've really wanted to hunt for a long time.
So being there, and seeing that.
Your mateship's probably your big one. If you've got, like we've had some days where we've had some cracking bird shoots. I shoot a bit of shotgun stuff, and where you're having fantastic days where you might shoot massive numbers.
That's right. Yeah. Have you ever done like the Argentina doves?
No, I haven't done
that?
Argentina doves.
That'd be pretty wild, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think that might have to be one of the ones that I'd probably go and do.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind going and doing a day grouse shooting, but at the end of the probably day, it's probably 10,000 pounds a day. So
Maxwell pay. It's fine.
Yeah, that's right.
Sure. I wouldn't mind getting into a bit of bird shooting one day.
Yeah, I really enjoy, and that's that whole duck shooting thing where you hang out with the same guys and you have a laugh, you enjoy the company, and I do think there's nothing better and nothing more enjoyable than that whole camaraderie of that.
You do see that a lot with bird shooting, with like big groups going out on stuff you can't do with deer.
Yeah, no, 100%.
And it looks like so much fun.
But we go hunting in New Zealand. If we go to where we've been the last few years and stuff, you go there and watch somebody shoot a nice head and drag it out up the hill, and you have a few laughs and a few drinks and enjoy the celebrations of what they've achieved, and that's kind of half your handle of it. I said we've sat on hills looking at animals that looking at a tahr that's 14 inches, and a mate of mine said to me, he said, "What do you reckon?" And I said, "Well," he said, "how would you get there?" I said, "have to go down there, up there, over there, shoot it from that side to that side." And he said, how long do you reckon it'll take you to get there? And I said, probably 3 hours. And he said, what are you going to do when you shoot it? I said, well, I've got cell phone coverage here. I'll call a helicopter in there. I said, I don't care. I'll just make it easy. And he said, what if you get over there and you can't get cell phone coverage? I was like, yeah, good point, that one.
Yep.
So we left it on the hill and walked our way down. And there's things like that you do, and when you're with a couple of good mates and you're doing these things, it's the whole experience of it. It really is. Yeah.
It's not about shooting the animal. It's just about getting out there and seeing
animals are always a bonus if you have a really good time with your friends, and that's part of what life's all about. Yeah, it really is.
Yeah. It's always an experience that you look back on, even though you didn't shoot the animal, you still saw it, you still went there.
100%. Yeah. I said I spent 10 years trying to get a decent tahr, like hunted and climbed up faces, and, it was, it took a while, but we achieved what we needed to achieve. Yeah. But you wouldn't sort of knock it back at all.
No. Good times. Good times. Well, Aaron, thanks for getting tricked into sitting in that chair and chatting with us.
It's a pleasure.
But, mate, it's been good. It's love to hear more about your history. And
probably one of the most interesting hunts where you got a real appreciation was I got an opportunity to go and hunt with Swarovski in Austria.
Oh, yeah, right. In Austria.
And that was a really nice cultural experience, to the respect to the animals and their whole process of how they hunt. Really just completely chalk and cheese.
What were you hunting?
I hunted a roe deer.
Right, yeah, okay.
So he said, do you want a big deer? I said, I want the biggest you've got. So I'll get you a roe deer. And much bigger than a dog.
No, that's right.
But no, it was an opportunity just with through Swarovski, and they had a very nice program that they were
Yeah.
wonderful with how they looked after their shops and their clientele, which was
right.
awesome.
So what was different? What was different about that?
Just the whole aspect to, you shot the animal. They gave the animal the last meal. They actually break a branch off. They put the branch in the mouth of the animal.
Right.
They lay an animal down on a bed of vegetation. So they'll take a branch and they'll put it on the back of the ute and they'll lay the deer on that.
Yeah.
It's a total respect to the animal. The animal's given their life to you. So it was a good thing. It was a really, really good thing.
Yeah.
And that's where they have that whole respect all the way through. And then it was a really good experience. Really, really good. It's, and if anybody gets an opportunity to do it, I'd say to you, and if they're keen hunters, I'd say go and experience a European hunt because it's very, very nice the way they do things.
It's a very different experience.
Yeah,
right?
it is. It is very it was awesome. It was really, really cool.
I've certainly heard that from a few people who have gone over there and hunted, and it's a totally different attitude.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And we'll shoot deer and we're culling deer and we'll shoot them in the head and stuff like that. Their attitude is absolutely do not head shoot an animal.
Yeah, okay.
It's heart shot or chest shot, and you don't, the horrific look of an animal being disfeatured, when you'd say.
Yeah, okay.
They like to keep them all looking very nice and tidy and respectful, and it's interesting. It was very, very interesting.
Yeah, right.
Very cool.
Have you shot in many other countries?
No, did a wee bit of hunting in the US, but nothing major. Just did our normal usual stuff that we did there, but it wasn't anything like trophy hunter or anything like that.
Yeah, okay.
Just hanging with a bunch of rednecks, I think was the term you'd use.
That sounds like a trophy to me.
Have you done this came up chatting with someone the other day, pig hunting in the US?
Pig hunting, no.
Okay. It's a different, with the feeders and with all that sort of gear, it's a different beast. Yeah.
They, even to the point with feeders and stuff like with the deer, constant interesting.
Yeah.
So I was lucky enough, I had a friend who was fishing game over there and opening of deer season, we were sitting there having lunch and he said, I'll get the two-way out and we'll have a listen to what's going on.
Yep.
And it was quite funny because a guy was talking. He said, I've just got this guy. He's got 2 tags on a couple of deer here. One's in his wife's names, one is his. He said, this will be interesting. We'll listen to this. I said, well. He said, well, just check to see where his wife is. So they rang the wife, and the wife was at home. And have you left Denver at all today? No, I haven't left Denver at all. It's like, okay, no problems at all. Thanks very much. Yep, you might as well do him. His wife hasn't left Denver, so he's put a false tag on the deer, put it in his wife's name.
Oh, yeah, right.
And I said to Lyle, what's going to happen to him? He said he'll lose his car, he'll lose his guns, he'll lose everything.
Wow.
That's unreal.
Yeah, it was quite an amazing thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was fascinating.
Well, you see that with like the illegal fishers here.
Yeah, 100%.
It's everything, anything used in the act of doing it. Yep. You drive there, your car's gone. You go out in a kayak's gone.
100%.
Yeah,
but yeah, it was pretty interesting.
Wow.
Note to self: don't buy 2 tags.
Or if you do, they're in your name.
Yes. Yeah.
That would have been a lottery draw, was it, or?
No, they just buy tags for the deer and elk and stuff like that.
Yeah, they got limits on.
Yeah,
how
so
many.
over there they have a residence tags.
Yep.
So if you're a resident of a state, it's very easy to just go and buy tags over the counter.
Right.
But you'll only get usually one deer per person.
Yeah. Per season.
So it's just a process of doing what they do, and
right.
then you get your bow hunting, then you'll go to muzzle loading, then you'll go rifle hunting, and then whatever. So if you were active, you would be able to go and use multiple guns over a period of time.
Got it. Yeah.
So it's quite interesting watching that whole process.
It's a different world.
Mm.
One day we'll get someone on to explain it all to us.
Yeah, we'll have to do that for sure. Muzzle loader would be an interesting one.
Yeah, it's a much bigger thing over there. Yeah. The muzzle loader and the bow. The bow
and like modern.
longer.
I've seen modern muzzle loaders.
Yeah.
It's really quite a trip.
Yeah. And it's they even go and build their own muzzle loaders and go through that process.
Yeah.
Have you shot muzzle loaders before?
No, I've nothing in black powder at all.
We used to have a guy that would actually use customer here, but years ago he would bring it up when we go and shoot, in the paddock with some mates. He'd bring it up, but he made you wear the hat, made you wear the jacket, the whole thing, do it up, and then you'd fire and you'd explode in this huge puff of smoke. It's quite the experience.
It is the old Daniel Boone experience.
Yeah, it stunk, but it was quite a fun experience. But you had to wear the hat, you had to wear the jacket. You couldn't.
Absolutely.
If you didn't put them on, you weren't shooting the gun.
That's fair.
I think it's good.
I'd dress up to shoot it.
Yeah. You'd get naked.
I'd dress up for anything.
Yeah, true.
Right.
Yeah, very good.
Excellent.
Well, Aaron,
Right.
thanks, mate.
Pleasure, boys.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Send you back to New Zealand.
Yeah.
Gold Coast.
Yeah, same thing.
Wherever.
Thanks, boys.